Hey guys, okay, maybe the third time I attempt to do this live video, it will actually work. So I'm just gonna start all over. I wanted to come on and talk to you guys about social media content, planning your social media content, and why that can be helpful for you with your business. Let me make sure that I am live in the correct spot. I've got my Wi-Fi turned off, so hopefully we don't have any connection issues this time. Give me just a second. Hi, Samuel. Okay, it looks like I am live. Knock my chair over. Live in the correct spot, so hopefully we don't have any issues this time. Okay, so planning your social media content. I use a mini happy planner. You can get these at Michael's, Hobby Lobby, Joann's, shop.mombi.com, but you could even just get like a $5 planner at Walmart. It does not have to be anything fancy. It'll come on. Okay, give me the remote over there, and it's gonna come on in 3 seconds. I just use a happy planner because that is the type of planner I use. Like, this is my catch-all planner. I'm just a fan of that brand. It doesn't have to be that brand. You'll also notice when I show you my planner, I use stickers in a lot of my spreads. Again, not something you have to do. Yeah, here it comes. Sit down. Let me turn cartoons on for him again. You want the baseball? Yeah. Okay, here you go. He's watching like these weird Russian, they're singing in Russian or something, I don't know, but they're entertaining him. Anyways, planning is a hobby of mine. I do decorative planning for just kind of a therapy outlet, and it helps keep me productive. Your planner does not have to be as pretty as mine. It can just strictly be functional. You can just write in it and check things off. So don't feel like if it doesn't look like mine, you can't do this. Also, you can totally do what I'm about to show you completely digital. If you don't like having like a physical paper planner to carry around, you could do this through like you could just make a calendar every month in like Word, or I know that there are different like Google calendars and different things like that. You could use your phone's calendar app to do all of this if you prefer a more mobile or digital option. Paper planners just work well for me, so that's what I use. It's nothing fancy. I set it up. I've got Post-its in the front, and then I do a pocket folder in the back. Other than that, it is just strictly the inside, the monthly and weekly spreads of a planner. So it doesn't have to be anything fancy to make this work. But what I do is every week on Sunday, I sit down and I plan out what I'm going to post about on social media. I manage my personal Instagram. I help manage our women's ministry, Adamant Daughters. Follow them on Instagram, even if you're not local. But I help run the Adamant Daughters Instagram page. I have my business page, so that's like my actual business page that you would like. I have my VIP group, this team page, my Club 12 group, and then the Hustle to Grow group that I'm running with Deborah. So I have I don't want to say a large presence on social media because I'm not somebody that has like 30,000 followers, but I just have a lot of places where I am present in social media. So it can be overwhelming to keep up with that. And I know before I started planning everything out, it was even overwhelming to have a team page, a business page, or a team group, a business group, and like a business page. Not on top of that, but I have my personal profile where I like to just have my friends and family and keep up to date with everybody, and talk about my family and my kids and our life. So it got really overwhelming really quick. And I decided, being a planner junkie and a planner nerd myself, that a planner was the best place to start planning out my social media content, and it has worked beautifully for me. It definitely helps when I plan it out as much as possible. There are weeks where I don't write. Like you can see, I wrote stuff in Monday and Tuesday and one thing on Wednesday, but then nothing for the rest of the week. And I can guarantee you that week I wasn't as consistent on all of the channels as I needed to be. So when I plan everything out, it definitely works better for me. So what I do, as far as getting the content and knowing what to post, I do it differently for different platforms. So for Instagram, with my personal page, with my personal Instagram, I follow Social Coach Desiree. If you guys are not in Desiree Rose's Instagram group, it's #ThinkSocial Instagram Rockstars. It's a free group. It's free content. You don't have to pay anything. And each month she posts a monthly challenge where she puts up a topic a day, every day for 30 days. She gives you the whole month at a glance at the beginning of the month, and then every day she posts a social square to remind you of that day's prompt. So all you have to do is see what the prompt is, and then it gives you something to discuss on your Instagram. For example, this week, Monday was cats or dogs. Tuesday's prompt was hug a tree. Wednesdays was thunderstorms, etc., etc., etc. I don't always stick to those topics, but it is nice to have them. I write them in my planner because that day, if I can't think of anything else I want to cover on social media or talk about, it still gives me something to post about, so that way I don't miss a day. Being consistent, especially on Instagram, is really key to getting a large presence on that platform. Then as far as my VIP group goes and like our Adamant Daughters Instagram, You need more what? This? Okay, sit down. For my VIP group, I have like themes for every day. So I do Manny Monday, Tip Tuesday, Wrap of the Week Wednesday, Family Game Night / Thankful Thursday. I kind of go back and forth between the two. Friday Favorites, Silly Saturday, and Self-Care Sunday. And that just gives me a very broad topic to discuss that day in my group. So for example, today is Friday Favorites, and I have a post scheduled to go up around 8 o'clock tonight that talks about what's your favorite summertime activity, and I made a little graphic. It's got like camping, swimming, hiking, and barbecues. So then it just keeps my customers engaged. It's not about Jamberry, it's not about my business, but it gives them something and it creates that community, and that's what you want, is you want to create that community in your VIP group. So what I do as far as my planning goes is every week on Sunday or sometimes early Monday morning over my coffee, I sit down with my planner, I get my pen, and the first thing I do is I write down all of my Instagram prompts. So I pull up the monthly challenge that Desiree makes, and I go in every day and I write down that, hang on. I go in every day and I write down that day's prompt. I do follow a specific grid pattern in my Instagram, so I do picture, 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 and then a quote graphic. So one of my graphics, you guys have probably seen my personal branding. So I do like a picture, 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 and then something with my branding. Every fourth picture is with my branding. So on my social media calendar, you can see that I wrote cats or dogs and then quote underneath it, because I want to keep, in order to keep up with my grid, I needed to post a picture and then a quote. And then down here, it's just another picture. I did an introduction to myself that day, and then the next day was another picture, but then I knew I needed to post a quote again. So that's how I do that, just to keep track of where I am and what needs to come next as far as keeping up with my grid. You don't have to do a grid or anything like that on Instagram. You can totally just go with the flow. Some days I post multiple times, and if I feel like I want to post multiple times and I know that ahead of time, I do plan it in my planner. Not 100% of what I post, especially to Instagram, is in my planner. I just know that going forward, since I do have a grid that I follow, if I make an adjustment on, say, Wednesday and post 3 times instead of 2, I may need to put my quote on a different day, depending on how many times I post the next day. You want the kitty baseball? What's this Russian video? Buddy, I don't know where it is. Keep looking. Go find kitty baseball. It's not there, buddy. Here, you want me to find a kitty video? Okay, hang on, guys. If you're watching the replay, I'm sorry. Just fast forward through me finding kitty cartoons for my 2-year-old on Instagram. Oh, look, kittens. You want this one? He wants kitten videos. kittens. He's never, ever, until today, asked for a kitten video. Anyways, so that's what I do. And then for my business page, a lot of times I just share what's on Instagram to my business page. Every once in a while, based on like what's coming out or a release, or if Style Box is about to be due for payment, I may do some type of like promotional things. A lot of times when new lines launch, I'll post that on my business page to show people, you know, what's new with Jamberry. I don't keep it just strictly personal products. I do some promotional, and you need to make sure you're sprinkling those in there. As far as in here with the team page, you guys probably noticed that a lot of times I'll do motivational quotes maybe more towards the beginning of the week. We set goals. I do like our weekly challenges. I try to do those early on in the week if we're doing a challenge that week. But then with my VIP group, like I was saying, I have the Manny Monday, Tip Tuesday, Wrap of the Week Wednesday. I have all those days. So then in my planner, I know exactly, I don't necessarily say like it's Wrap of the Week Wednesday and we're going to talk about this wrap. Sometimes I get very detailed, but I just put my reminders in there. So like for this week, for my VIP group on Monday, I wanted to make like a Coffee Monday post. So just, I don't even remember what I posted. I think it was just like, you know, what gets you going in the morning? Do you prefer coffee or soda? And they just said they preferred coffee or tea or soda or Spark. You know, some people were saying that they drink Advocare Spark, and it just sparks conversation, and it's not related to our products. It's just fostering that community. So I knew on Monday I wanted to do a Coffee Monday post, and then our Manny of the Week. Every week they vote on what I put on my nails. Tip Tuesday, I knew on Tuesday I wanted to get their tip. My Tip Tuesday can be anything from like a hand and nail care tip to just like, hey, I'm trying to organize this space in my house. What organization tips and tools do you guys have to make this look great? And then they can give me their ideas and input. And then I also wanted to show them the new Style Box wraps because I'm really excited about the July Style Box that's coming out. So I wanted to show them those really bright colors. And a lot of times those really subtle ones where I think this week it was just like, here's the next Style Box. I can only pick 2, and it's going to be so hard because I love them all. Which 2 would you pick? And that sparks conversation, and it gets them kind of thinking, well, if I got Style Box, what would I want? And sometimes that's just planting those seeds. They may not necessarily become a Style Box subscriber now, but maybe they will in the future because they don't want to keep missing out on these wraps that they love. So that's just kind of what I do. Is I know based off what things have recently been launched by home office, when new things are coming out, and then what each day of the week's prompt is. I know exactly what I'm going to post about each day. And then, excuse me, I just map all of that out in my social media planner. And then each morning what I do is I get up over coffee and I sit down and I get out my planner and I sit at my computer and I really quickly in the morning, I have the luxury of doing this. I'm a stay-at-home mom. For those of you that do have day jobs that you have to get up in the morning and go to, and getting up earlier is difficult, do this at night. It takes me maybe 30 to 45 minutes each day to kind of plan out what I'm going to post, get posts scheduled in here, my VIP group, my Club 12, because Facebook has a scheduler. Here it comes. Facebook has a scheduler you can use in groups and on your business page, so I utilize that all of the time. And then as far as Instagram goes, I was using Hootsuite, but it's not posting to Instagram any longer. So I usually just set reminders on my phone, and you can even have everything typed up. A lot of times what I'll do, if you know you're going to be at work and you want to make the post on your lunch break, set the alarm for your lunch break. So if you take lunch at 12, set your alarm to go off at like 12:10. Here it comes. So that way you've got time to like go wherever you're going and sit down and get your lunch heated up. Type up what you want to say on Instagram. Type it all up, all the hashtags and everything, and send it to yourself along with the picture in Facebook Messenger. You can message yourself on Messenger, and then just pull up your Messenger, copy the text and the hashtags, save the picture to your phone if it's not already on your phone, and then go to Instagram, click the photo, click paste, click post, done. It will take you like 3 seconds over your lunch break, the busier parts of your day. If you're taking time the night before or in the morning, it makes it easier for you to stay consistent as the day gets busy. Because we all know once we leave the house for work, or you start cleaning or working or what have you, your day gets busy. And making a social media post is not always the first thing on your mind. But when you're running a social media business, when you're running a business and you rely on social media as much as we do to stay connected with your customers, having that consistency is so important. So setting yourself up for success when you do have the downtime makes a huge, huge difference. So utilize those scheduling tools in Facebook, set reminders. If you guys could see how many messages I send to myself of pictures so I can get the picture easily from my laptop to my computer. All I do is I open, okay, hang on. All I do is open Messenger on my computer, pick the graphic and send it to myself, and then I go into Messenger on my phone and open that picture and save it to my phone. Like, it takes seconds. You have brown juice? Yeah. Oh, you want a drink of my tea? Okay. And it takes like seconds and then it's done. But doing that sets yourself up for such success later in the day. So as of right now, it is 3:15. All of my social media content for the day is either already posted or scheduled to post. So now I get to go on, do the other things on my to-do list, clean the house, and then when it's dinner time, I can disconnect or just be scrolling Facebook and be done for the day and really check out. So that is the benefit of planning your social media content, is less hassle of thinking what it is you need to talk about, and it helps you stay consistent as well. It doesn't have to be a super fancy thing, but I have found that writing it all out and then at the end of the week for me, looking back and seeing what did or didn't get checked off my to-do list really helps me hold myself accountable for the next week, because it's either like, man, I did every single thing I was going to say I was going to post, and I did it, and now I can see the fruits of those labor. My VIP group is very interactive. I've got more followers on Instagram. You know, people are noticing my business page. Or I can look at it and say, man, I didn't get anything done, and I'm noticing that in my social media outlets. So I'm going to post a call to action for you guys. I want you guys all to attempt to map out your social media for next week. You can do it on a Post-it and stick it in your purse. You can do it on a planner, do it on your phone, whatever's going to work for you. Make sure that wherever you're writing it down, it's somewhere that you're going to be able to keep it with you. So don't put it on a Post-it and stick it on your fridge. If you use a planner, put it in your planner. Even the monthly spreads, that's where I plan out our women's ministry content. I just write it all here and who is going to post each day, because each of us 5 girls take turns posting. So even if you just wrote it in like a 99-cent appointment calendar that you got at like Walmart, write out your content, plan it for the next 7 days. I do Monday to Sunday every week. On Sunday night or Monday morning, I plan what I'm going to post from Monday through the next Sunday. And then hold yourself accountable. See if it helps you. I'm willing to bet that it's going to help you hold yourself accountable to getting those posts out there on social media and keeping your presence for your customers and for your friends. I mean, so many times, a lot of the things that I post, I'm not generating any business from, but I'm connecting with people. I'm deepening those relationships, and that ultimately at the end of the day is what it is all about. So I'm going to post a call to action when we get off of here to tell you guys what it is I want you to do. I hope you found this training helpful. Before we go, I do want to show you a little bit of an up close, and I'll put a picture as well of my planner so you can kind of see how I do it. I'm sure it's backwards. I think there's a way. I don't even know. I don't know what those buttons mean. But see where I write, it's nothing fancy. But I'll post a picture so you guys can see in the comments the call to action. But I'm willing to bet that if you guys do it, you're going to find that it's a lot easier to stay consistent on social media. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions, drop them below, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.